Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my channel, and I hope you've all had a fantastic week. Right guys, I just want to say a quick thank you to all of you who have actually spent the time to watch and comment on my last videos. Oh my word, I mean that was very overwhelming. The amount of likes and words I've had on that video, I mean, I can't begin to describe it. So thank you so much to everyone out there who has done that. I really appreciate that. And also, if you haven't already watched, liked, and subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you just click on the subscription button, and if you want, you can click on the notification button just so that whenever I upload new videos, you get notified and you'll be the first to watch them. Okay, so today I'm going to go straight into what we're going to be doing. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my experience in Nigeria on the keto diet. So hang on, don't go anywhere, and I will be right back. As I said, I'll be talking to you today about how I found keto in Nigeria. So again, I mean, I've said this maybe about the 8th or the 10th time now. For those of you who don't know, I went on holiday to Nigeria with my family, and we were there for 8 weeks. And actually, this is my second time going to Nigeria since I started my keto diet, and to be in Nigeria for a very long period of time. I think the last time I went, I was in Nigeria for about 10 days, so it wasn't a long time, so I could carry on my diet. And then now I was in Nigeria for 8 weeks. So I just want to share with those of you out there who are on the keto diet or who would like to get on the keto diet, things that I did while I was there for 8 weeks. Now, keto is very, very easy to do when you have the ingredients and the right things to do it. It's very easy to do. I mean, you just have to overcome that first 2 weeks of maybe keto flu, and after that you'll be absolutely fine. But I think the key thing with keto diet is if you can get, or if you have access to the ingredients and the things that you need, you'll be absolutely fine. So anyway, when I went to Nigeria, as I said, I was in Nigeria for 8 weeks, and I was very determined to stick to my keto diet, and I did. But one thing I think I really struggled with when I went to Nigeria was finding the right foods to eat. Now, before I went with my coconut flour. I went with my psyllium husk so I could eat my eba, so that was not an issue for me. But anyway, I'm not a Gary person or an eba person, so I didn't really eat much of Gary anyway. My coconut flour and everything, I took about 3 tubs of coconut flour and a big tub of psyllium husk, and to be honest, I only ate one. I only ate not even up to half, and maybe a quarter of one I ate for the 8 weeks I was there. I don't know, for me, some people are fans of swallow, but for me, I'm not. So I didn't really. I can go for days and weeks without having one, and I'm fine. So anyway, I went with those, and then so that was kind of covered. But then the thing I struggle with is I couldn't find the mixed veg. I couldn't find salads. Now, of course, you will find some of these things in ShopRite, but they were so very much on the high side. And I also found butternut squash in ShopRite, interestingly, but it was a very tiny. Sorry guys, something in my mouth. It was a very tiny butternut squash that I found in ShopRite, but man, the price was like 5,000, 6,000 pounds for. I mean, this is tiny. And I thought, no, I won't be spending that amount of money for a butternut squash that wouldn't even be enough for one meal. Because if I want to have that as a meal, I probably need to have about 2 or 3, because it's just very tiny. By the time you peel off the skin, what you have is very little inside. So anyway, I found it, but I couldn't buy it because I felt it was just too expensive. And then I couldn't find salads. You have the odd carrots here and there, and the odd cabbage there here and there, but then I think because I was always on the move in my trip, so I didn't really have time to sit down to start cutting and dicing things and doing that, because I just didn't have the time. So how did I survive? How was I able to maintain my diet for that long while I was in Nigeria? Now, truth be told, the first week when I went to Nigeria, I decided, you know what, I'm going to I don't care. I'm going to eat everything and anything for the first 2 weeks. I'm going to just let go. For those of you who are Frozen fan, I'm going to let it go, and eat anything I want to eat. But then I think over time, when you've been on a diet for a very long time, you find out that your taste buds just change, and things that you probably like before, you can't eat them again. Like I remember when I started keto recently, haven't been away from chocolates for a very long time. Guys, I love chocolate. Not all chocolates, but you see the Bounty, you see the what do you call it, Snickers. Oh my days, those were the killers for me. I love those. And then when I went on the keto diet, I kind of went off chocolate for a very long time. And I think one day we were moving house, and of course people were helping us, so we bought lots of finger things and chocolates for them to eat. And I said, oh, there's Bounty, let me just try and see if I can eat. And I ate one, and will you believe it, I felt sick for the rest of that day. I ate half of the Bounty and I couldn't finish it because my taste bud just wasn't getting it. So I managed to eat half of it, but for the rest of that day, I felt so sick and I felt so miserable, and I was like, never again will I have anything to do with chocolate. And since then, if you flash 100 million chocolates in front of me, it doesn't move me. It absolutely does not move me. I think that's been away from me for a very long time, and then the experience I had of eating one for such a very long time, if I think of it, the feeling and how I felt for the rest of the day, I don't think I ever want to do that again. So basically now I stay away from chocolates, maybe once in a while, but I can't even remember the last time because I just tend to stay away from them. So as I said, over a period of time, your taste buds will change. But then, hey, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to eat all of the bread. Of course, well, I ate bread. I won't lie. I ate bread the first week. My mates, my husband's brother's wife, who wanted to finish me and kill me with bread. So we bought bread, we bought sardine, the old school thing, and then we mix it up with mayonnaise and we will make sandwich out of them. And me and this lady, we almost ate a loaf of bread in the sitting, just both of us. And then the next day she said, oh, let's do that bread. After a while I said, I think your aim your aim is to fatten me while I'm in Nigeria. So anyway, but that first week I kind of let loose a little bit. I didn't eat rice, but I had bread. I had all sorts of snack. I had my puff, I had my chin chin, whatever you could think of. Apart from, I didn't really eat rice, and I didn't eat gari that first week. But anything else that you could think of, I ate it that first 2 weeks. And I was in Abuja. I ate those to my satisfaction. And then subsequently we went to Enugu. Now at this point, I think when I went to Nigeria, I probably was weighing within 75 kg or so, 75, 76 kg. I was about that. So I didn't notice any difference with my clothing at that point. So, but of course I knew what's going to come. Haven't eaten binge whatever, eaten all those things for a while. So I knew it was going to come. So by the time we went to Enugu and then we settled down in our house and all of that, I began to realize that, oh, my trousers were getting a little bit tight. Now, for some of you, you have key areas where you add weight. For me, I think for the area where my weight is very visible is my thigh and on my bum. Those are the places where I know if I'm adding weight, these are the first places I will start feeling it. So anyway, I started noticing my trousers were becoming a little bit tight, and I felt, okay, it's time to put a stop on the binge eating. So I decided to now go back to absolutely clean keto while I was there. But then what to eat became a problem. You can't find a packed salad and all of that. You couldn't find those. So I realized what I decided to do was I went back on my intermittent fasting. So which is where I'll finish eating at 7 p.m. And then the next time I'm going to eat probably will be around 12 or 1 the next day. So that was what I started doing. However, I realized that I couldn't do that because I was having the anti-malaria tablets every single day. And I realized that if I have that without eating, then I feel very shaky and very weak. So anyway, and to be honest, the packet says eat with food, but I just felt I don't think it's necessary, so I didn't. But the few times I did, I felt very, very sick and very shaky. So instead of, I noticed I needed to eat in the morning, so I had to stop that fasting. I stopped eating at 7 p.m. maximum. But then in the morning, what I would do is I'll have the tablet and I'll have garden eggs. So basically, garden eggs were my breakfast. They were my saving grace and my breakfast. So I made sure I had lots of garden eggs in the fridge, and then I'll have my tablet, and then I'll have the breakfast and have lots of water and tea within there. And then maybe in the afternoon, I'll probably eat around 2 or around 3, depending on my mood. If I'm hungry or not, then I'll fasten to eat. So then in the afternoon, I'll have maybe fish. So I usually enjoy the roadside bole fish, so I'll buy that. I'll have fish. And now because it wasn't easy to find salads, so I'll get salads from the shops in ShopRite that sell food. They usually have this very tiny pot of salad. I mean, it was very tiny, but you would do. So I just buy that and then have it with fish or turkey, the already cooked turkey. I mean, I spent a lot of money, yes, while I was in Nigeria for that, but that was because that was not due to the fact that I couldn't find those, just because I didn't have the time, because I was on the move every single day. There was somewhere to go, something to do. I was literally on the move, and I can't think of any day where I just sat and I thought, okay, you know what, I'm going to do nothing today. I'm just going to relax. Yes, there were periods of that, but not like in a whole day. So even if I'm at home from the morning, maybe in the afternoon I'm off somewhere. So I was really on the move. So I needed something to eat while I was on the move. So sometimes I'll get the salad and the turkey, the already cooked turkey, and chicken or whatever protein I can find, and I'll have those with my salad. And then maybe in the evening while I'm at home, I can have, maybe sometimes they buy me a batcha. I can have a batcha, although it's carbs, but it was okay. It was a little portion, so I can have that. And then, or I can have ishewu, or I can have unkobi, anything that was just not fully carbs I could have. So you find that was how I was able to manage within the time that I was in Nigeria. It wasn't easy, but for somebody like me who's not much into food, it wasn't difficult, because I can just pick 1 or 2 things here and there and then make them work in terms of food. But I think if I had the time, and I think another thing why I didn't really cook that much is because my oven, they didn't have an oven tray, and I was just too busy and too lazy to go and buy a tray. So that meant I couldn't make my chicken and everything at home myself. So I just go out and buy it. And I think because ShopRite is so close to me as well, I just felt very lazy. So I just hop into ShopRite, buy what I want, and then I'll come back home and have that for dinner. But I found out that my dinner, maybe I have pepper soup, just have it like that with lots of meats inside, or I have and I think I also stuck to moi moi as well. Moi moi is protein, though yes, it's a little bit of carbohydrate as well. It's heavy, but if you know the small moi moi pots you used to cook moi moi, that one of those, I'll have one of those in the evening with salad, and then that will do. Or I have the roadside fish and salad, or I have turkey and salad, or sometimes I just eat the fish like that. But sometimes those fish, if you buy the point and kill one, they come with salad as well. So it was a little bit expensive for me, but I think it was okay, because I didn't really have the time. So if I had the time to actually sit down and cook, probably it wouldn't have cost me quite a lot, and I wouldn't have eaten outside as I did quite a lot of times. But it was okay, to be honest. So long as I could find what to eat within that time I was hungry, I was fine. And then if I went to parties as well, I just stay away from the rice. I just take lots of meat if I can find, and salads. And some of the salads they have in Nigeria, they have baked beans in them. Was it baked beans? Yeah, baked beans in them. To me, it wasn't bad, because it was not like a whole can of baked beans. And if you pick a salad, maybe in a whole salad you get 5-6 portions of baked beans in it. So I just felt, that wouldn't kill, it wouldn't hurt anyone. So I will have salads and whatever meat or protein that they have there, or fish, I'll have those for salads. Or I have pepper soup, or I have other things. So basically I tried as much as possible to stay away from the rice. But I ate rice in the odd one or two occasion. And I also ate gari as well, but that was because I went out and I needed to eat and they didn't have anything else, and where to go buy stuff was far. So I said, okay, just give me the eba. So I ate eba, but a very small portion. And then I noticed while doing that, so I have my garden eggs in the morning, and then I have my salad or chicken in the afternoon. And as I said in my last video, we found mixed veg, even though it wasn't very interesting or very tasty to eat, but it was something. So I have mixed veg with mayonnaise, and then fried egg or boiled egg, or I make my egg moi moi with it, and then I have those as well. So there were a few things here and there that I could just mix up together and get something to eat. But then I did that, and I noticed, because as I said previously, I began to add a little bit of weight after my 2 weeks of binge eating. My trousers became a little bit tight, but with doing that, so now it's something that you have to be very conscious about. I think when you're on a diet, you have to be very, very conscious of what you eat and how you eat and what you do. So I was very conscious of the fact that, hey, I'm going to eat this garden eggs in the morning, but I'm still going to try and fast as much as I can within the day. So that really helped. And to be honest, I even lost a little bit of that weight that I added for the 2 weeks. I lost a little bit of it. My trousers became a little bit freer. So that was how I was able to balance my meals while I was in Nigeria, still on the keto diet, and manage that until I came back to the UK. So it is doable, but one thing I noticed that you have to plan. When you are in Nigeria doing keto, you have to plan ahead. On the spot will not work because then you are more likely to eat your rice, you're more likely to eat your gari, you're more likely to eat your yam if you don't plan ahead. And if you don't plan ahead, then you've got to have a lot of determination and a lot of grit, self-discipline to be able not to eat the things you're not supposed to eat. Because for someone like me who was out and about, it would have been very easy for me to just pick the odd meat pie there, pick the odd chin there, and pick the easiest in the rice there and eat. It would have been very easy for me, but I had at the back of my mind that I need to try and keep to my diet. So basically that helped me in terms of how I eat and what I eat. Now, as I said, I wasn't too strict on myself, to be honest. I wasn't. There are a few times when I ate the cakes here and there, but if I do that, I will always find a way to try and pay for that. So is it how I extend my fasting period? So if I eat a slice of cake, or let's say if I eat meat pie in the day, then I know that I'm not going to have dinner for that night. Or if I have dinner, it's going to be something very light, maybe just a salad, something very, very light. And then I know that that will help my body to burn off that meat pie on time and quickly, so it doesn't pile to become a weight. So you're constantly juggling things in your head. You are constantly juggling. Okay, can I eat this? Can I not eat this? If I eat this, what will I do next? So you just don't eat everything and then relax and expect for keto to work. No. You've got to plan. You've got to really, really plan. So for those of you who are in Nigeria, there is a variety. I mean, you've got lots of food. God bless Nigeria. We have so many types and different types of food. But what you need to do is, if you're on a keto diet in Nigeria especially, I think you need to plan. You need to plan your salads. You need to plan your vegetables ahead of time. You need to make sure you have your eggs at home. You need to make sure you have your food well thought out. If you can, make a daily plan or a weekly plan to help you to try and keep to track. And the good thing is you have lots of fruits in Nigeria, roadside fruits, and apart from the banana, you have, I think one thing that helped me too, I had lots of watermelon, because you can always find that. So I had lots of watermelon, the garden eggs, they were always there. Whenever I feel a little bit hungry, or maybe I'm not near food, I always had garden eggs in my bag, guys. And even if I'm out, if I see them hawking it, I just buy and put it in my bag. I always had garden eggs. And I think with garden eggs, you can eat as much as you want on a keto diet. So I always had that in my bag. And if I'm out and about and I'm hungry and I can't find anything to eat, I just get my garden eggs and I'll eat. So you have to plan in advance, or else you end up eating the wrong thing. So guys, that was how I was able to manage for the 8 weeks I was in Nigeria. I think what really helped me is the fasting. I think I fasted more than I ate while I was in Nigeria after my first 2 weeks of madness. I fasted more than I ate. Now, Some of you might not be able to do that. You might not be able to fast as much, because for me, if you're a food lover, then definitely you want to eat. For me, who's not a food lover, I can do with little food. So it wasn't so much of a problem for me, but I can see it being a problem for somebody who really must have a meal. So therefore, make sure you have your plan. And also the when you buy keto things, I didn't find any in Enugu. If there was, I don't know, but I couldn't find anywhere I could find keto things in Enugu. So basically, I just used what I have and try and adapt that into a keto diet. So as I said, I had the moi moi. It was fine, and I wasn't eating too much. So if you want to have moi moi, you're not going to have like 3-4 plates of moi moi. And of course, that's overdoing it. I had one of that little plate. I have one, and I had salad with it. And then I always had pepper soup. There was cooked pepper soup for me, because at least I can drink lots of that and the meat, and that will fill me up. So, and then you have the roadside food, which you can always buy, the roadside bole, the fish without the yam and the plantain. You can have those. You have the point and kill fish you can buy, and it comes with a salad. So there is a lot. There's a variety of foods that you can have in Nigeria to try and stay away from carbs if you're on a keto diet. But at the same time, the carbs are also staring at you. They're right in front of your face. So it's not like here where nobody, I mean, yes, you have all of those, but it's not right in front of your face. What you see more is of the vegetables and all of that. But in Nigeria, you had the rice staring at you, you had the garri staring at you, you had the yam, you had the plantain. They were all right in your face. So if you're not someone who's got good self determination and self what do you call it, well, self determination, or what, self whatever, to kind of restrain yourself, you find yourself gravitating towards those, because they are readily and quickly available than the healthier option. So guys, here it is for me today. I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things that can help you if you're on a keto diet. Please, keto vendors, we want you in Enugu. Please, please make yourself available in Enugu, so at least we can always run to buy stuff if we need those. I know there are keto vendors in Port Harcourt, because I've been to those ones in Port Harcourt. Keto shops, I've been to those in Port Harcourt, but I maybe I didn't search well, but I didn't find any in Enugu. So that would be good as well if you can have a keto shop in Enugu for those who are into keto. But all in all, I think you can always make something out of what you have on a keto diet. It's not a diet that restricts you from eating, but it's a diet that restricts you from eating the wrong things. So if you have the right things, then you'll be fine with the keto diet. You'll be absolutely fine. So guys, there it was. That was how I was able to stay on my diet and maintain my weight. To be honest, I think the weight I added actually came not even when I was in Nigeria. I think when I came back, the first 2 weeks when I came back to the UK, I think less exercise and just busy. Well, not eating rice, but I can't remember what I ate the first 2 weeks. But I think for me it was just the you're more indoors. You're not losing sweat in Nigeria. Even though yes, you're being driven everywhere, but you have opportunities to walk around our estates. We do the morning jogs and everything. So you had more opportunity to, I don't know, somehow you tend to sweat more and than when you were here. And then of course I was on the move. I had people to visit and things to do. So I was always on the move. I didn't really have that time to sit down and just pile up the weight. So for those people who, I think for me, my first 2 weeks back here, I saw myself add a bit more weight than I did in Nigeria for the 8 weeks I was there. So it is doable. Yes, I've heard people say, oh, keto is very hard in Nigeria. No, it can be, but it is doable. But I think you just need a lot of planning for it to work for you in Nigeria. You've got to shop ahead, prepare your meals ahead of time, put them in the fridge or in the freezer, plan out what you're going to eat, buy those on time and prepare them in order for you to be able to have a taste and a feel of a keto diet while you are in Nigeria. Okay, I think that is all for me today, and hopefully I will see you all sometime soon. In the meantime, bye-bye.